Hi there, welcome to another episode of Bruxer TV, your daily MMA news show. I'm your host, James Foster, and today let's get started with Randy Couture. Randy just signed a multi-year deal with Spike TV. Now, naturally, we think this is going to involve Bellator. They haven't really released all the specifics of it yet, but from what it sounds like, he's likely going to be a coach on their upcoming reality show. There could probably be a few other things involved in there as far as appearances on Spike TV. Hopefully, he won't wind up on WWE. But the one thing that we do know for sure is that this could not be any worse than the Scorpion King 2. Alright. Next up. Now, this one is pretty cool. Over the weekend, Dana White was talking about how Justin Timberlake was a dickhead to him and his kids. And not only did Dana call him a dickhead, said he couldn't be a bigger jerk-off. Well, Justin Timberlake heard about this and actually called Dana White and apologized to him. Probably just a small miscommunication that Justin didn't actually mean to dog out on Dana's kids. So, very cool of Justin Timberlake. Dana called him a class act on Twitter. So, very cool to see that issue is resolved, and very, very nice of Justin Timberlake to actually take the time to do that. Next up. Now, there is a possibility of a fantasy fight that I would love to see. And this might actually happen. Costas Philippou versus Bisping. Michael Bisping. This, I think, would be an amazing fight. Bisping, despite his loss to Vitor Belfort that he just had, is still a top 5 contender. And Costas Philippou, if he is not top 5, he is damn close. And he is coming off a multi-win streak. So, this is a good fight for both guys. Both people involved. Bisping lost his last fight. If he beats Costas, it'll be a chance for him to redeem himself, prove that he deserves to be a top fighter. Costas, he's on his winning streak, beats Bisping, shows that he deserves to be top 5, if not top 3 contender for the Anderson Silva belt. I think this will be a fantastic match, and I really hope it gets done. Next up, Tito Ortiz. Tito. What can we say about Tito? He's now ragging on Ronda Rousey. Not big surprise since Cyborg is his client, so to speak. But these days, Tito is saying that Ronda Rousey does not deserve all the credit that she's getting. That she's only had 5 fights. Only won 5 fights, and if you think about that, they were all via submission. In fact, they were all via the same submission. All 5 of her fights have all ended in the first round via arm bars. That is unheard of anywhere in MMA. Name another fighter who has won 5 in a row using the exact same submission. Unheard of, doesn't happen. So, Tito saying that Ronda Rousey doesn't deserve the credibility and the exposure that she's getting is way off base as far as I'm concerned. He then went on to say, after ragging about Ronda there, he went on to say that the focus shouldn't be on Ronda, but it should be on all of the female fighters, which in my opinion is just him trying to get a little more exposure for Cyborg and trying to essentially blame someone else for Tito's inability to actually promote his fighter. All he does is complain about how Cyborg can't cut the weight, and now he's complaining about how the other women aren't getting enough attention. Poor Tito. Ronda Rousey's getting all his attention. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo, Tito. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. So let's end this off with a very nice, very cool little segment. BJ Penn. Don't hear a lot from BJ lately, but one of the reasons for that could be because he has been visiting the troops. He's visited several places in the U.S. and Hawaii. Obviously, Hawaii is part of the U.S., but not part of the continental U.S. Before I get all kinds of hate emails about Hawaii is part of the U.S., not part of the continental U.S. He has also visited Kuwait and Afghanistan, going over there, meeting and greeting with the wounded troops. Very cool. Class act, that BJ Penn. Very nice thing for him to be out doing. I gotta say, if I was a troop, and my hat's off to those guys, I would really take that as that'd be great. What can you say? Go to see some of the best fighters in the world, competitive fighters in the world, meet the best fighters in the world. So my hat's off to the troops, and of course to BJ Penn for doing that. Very cool. Way to go. That's all we got for today, guys. That is Bruxer TV. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.